Am I the a-hole for making a crass joke to make my father-in-law uncomfortable? Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay my ex's child support? Am I the a-hole for refusing to dye my hair a different color? Am I the a-hole for making a crass joke to make my father-in-law uncomfortable? We were visiting my wife's parents. We don't visit at all. My wife doesn't have a good relationship with them. My father-in-law pulled me aside and told me that he had to tell me something. He told me that I should reconsider the marriage because my wife is straight and she had never dated a woman before me. He also said my wife always loved the finer things in life, and she married me because she couldn't find a rich man. He said this with absolute sincerity. I didn't know what I could say to that, and I ended joking that if she is straight, she is really great at faking orgasms. He was very embarrassed by it and dropped the subject. My wife is upset with me because she hated that I talked to her parents about our sex life, and her mom found it really inappropriate and is telling her to be more respectful. I feel like an a-hole because I didn't really defend her properly and embarrassed her instead. Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay my ex's child support? This actually happened last night, but it has been bugging me since it happened. I feel like TA, but I also don't. Long story short, I am separated by my soon-to-be ex-husband. We were together for 10 years, married for 6. We have been separated for about 2 months after it came to light that he was cheating on me with a 19-year-old and broke his 4-year sobriety. We have 2 small children, 5 years and 11 months. I also have an 11-year-old stepdaughter. My ex and his ex-wife's marriage was annulled before I ever came into the picture. For the entire time I was with my husband, he paid $900 a month in child support, sometimes more even. When my oldest was 2 weeks old, he gave his ex $3,000 because she was several months behind on rent and was facing eviction. With my stepdaughter, it was always on us to get her new school clothes, supplies, shoes, etc. Her mother would just forget. With my husband just up and abandoning us, it has put me in a financial bind. I am on a fixed income, student stipend, and only receive $1,300 a month. I have filed for child support through my state, but who knows when I begin receiving it. Last night, out of the blue, his ex messaged me. Apparently, when my husband abandoned us, he stopped paying his child support too. He has not paid for November, nor will probably pay for December either. His ex asked me to pay his back and current CS. She and her new partner have 1 child already and she is expecting again. She told me how they were counting on that money to catch up on the bills, take care of Christmas. I told her no, there's no way I can do that. I have my own 2 children to take care for. I am barely surviving as it is. While my ex is still paying the mortgage, I am responsible for utilities and such. I can't help, he has decided not to pay CS. She called me selfish, an a-hole, accused me of not caring about my stepdaughter, threatened legal action to make me pay. At that point, I rolled my eyes and stopped responding. Part of me feels bad that I can't help her because I know my stepdaughter is the one who will suffer. But part of me is like, well, tough luck, because both she and her partner work full-time. I am a full-time student, stay-at-home mom who was thrust into single motherhood by my ex having his midlife crisis and just fucking off. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for refusing to dye my hair a different color? Do have mod permission to repost. So this happened very recently. It started this morning and ended about an hour ago. I, 17 male, just finished my school year today, and it's now the December holidays. I dye my hair every year and this year is no different. And my father, 57 male, is fighting me to tooth and nail this time. He's always been against it, but this time he was very vocal about it. Some background on my father: he's incredibly conservative and old-fashioned. He is a raging racist, homophobe, and sexist, to the point where he calls apartheid the good old days. We're in South Africa, so this is a big deal. He constantly uses slurs towards anyone who isn't white and straight. He doesn't have the best track record for being a father either. Yelled at me when I cried because I got hurt because boys don't cry. He barely talks to me except when he wants to show me off to his work buddies, just because I'm in a prestigious school. The homophobia is especially a problem for me personally, due to the fact that I'm gay. I've been calling him out on his shitty takes for as long as I can remember, whether it's him being racist, sexist, or whatever. I told him I'm dyeing my hair again this year, and he starts swearing at me about how if we go to the beach this year, I better have normal fucking hair for once. Obviously, I ask why. He then went on to say that me having dyed hair makes him miserable and ruins his vacation. This afternoon on the way home, he orders me, not gently, but literally orders me to get my hair dyed on Monday and not tomorrow. He refused to tell me why, but it's pretty obvious. Saturday is a family reunion. Obviously, I refuse and say that I'm getting my hair dyed as soon as possible and that he doesn't have a single say in my choices and how I present myself. He's not paying for the dye, I am using my own money. He then calls me selfish and inconsiderate and tells me that I'm ruining his holiday and that I could do something for him for once in my life. From my view, he's ashamed of me and wants me to be his model son. So am I the a-hole?